Rebuild of the favorites, we here for the latest. South side or the north side, not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams, both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball, but we don't put the wrong strings, yeah. It's that time of the year now. Wrigley or guarantee, so the whole league that we here now. New show with a new mood, discussions and interviews. Trade rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Knife.
One city, two first-place teams. Life is good. White Sox and Cubs fans. What's going on, everybody? We're going to do the retweet thing, and we will get into the show here in just a second. Aldo, you're a poet with that lead-in, though. That was beautiful. Oh, you already beat me to it.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot more poetry being spun in this episode.
Look at you go. All right, well, let's just dive in here. 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It is Friday, June 4th. I can't believe it's already June. June 4th, and you have found the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I am your host, Matt Scherzer, a.k.a. Southside Zoe, a.k.a. Father Zoe, and with me, as always, Mr. Aldo Soto. What's going on, Aldo?
I just tweeted it out. Positive me is back. I'm not even going to get mad about how.
How can you be mad? There's nothing for you to be mad about.
No, because I'm not even going to be mad that the story right now is like, hey, Cubs looking great. They should go out there and trade for an ace. Making the Yu Darvish jokes. I've been doing that since the trade happened. I'm not going to do that. I'm coming from the other side. Cubs are fucking good. They need an ace pitcher. Let's go get Max Scherzer, baby.
Yeah, that name popped up today a lot.
Bleacher Nation brought it up, and you know what? Life right now.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
As good as it's been positive wise on Cubs social media in a couple of years, and we're all on board. Just go fuck it. Jed Hoyer, when he came out, he said we have enough financial flexibility. He said it. There was no mincing of words there. He said it, so we're gonna hold him to it. This team is fucking good. Go get Max Scherzer.
There you go. That's a lot. Look at that. You've been holding that in all day. I can tell because you don't normally open the show with such pow, but you came right out with it.
Cubs are hot, baby. They're spicy.
I like it. White Sox are actually in first place too. I don't know. Depending on who you follow on Twitter, you might not know that. But there's a lot to talk about. So let's just get into it. Let's tap this guy. As always, the show is brought to you by PointsBet. Use promo code Pinwheels, and also brought to you by us. Go buy some fucking merch. Good commercial. So as you notice, it's just me and Aldo. Actually, Fids is actually in Chicago. He is up in the Wrigley area and was surprised at how long it took to get to 95th in California from Bucktown. But welcome to Chicago. But I don't know if you have eyeballs or ears and you listen to the show, but I will be at the Sox game with Fids on Friday night. He might have mentioned it a couple times. He's excited. I'm excited. It's going to be great to see everybody. I haven't been there.
First game since 2019?
Yep, first post-pandemic game for me. Be with Fids. Hopefully we'll get to see a lot of you.
Hopefully Kevin will see only
one of you.
Set of people. Yeah, one of you.
Yeah. Kevin, just shake the hands of the guy in the middle. I'm drinking fancy tonight. I got some wine in a wine glass.
Water.
This is called we're doing all of our dishes, and we found a bottle of wine.
Nice. What a treat.
Yeah, I don't care. It's fancy rosé shit.
Should we do a wine review like the good old days?
Yeah. Jumper, if you bring tequila, I'm gonna kick you out.
Oh.
Please don't give Kevin tequila. I don't know if he's listening right now or what, but this is your boy Zoe reaching out. I'm looking right into the camera when I say this. Please do not give Kevin tequila.
We should do a prediction show on how Kevin's Friday night's gonna go.
We'll get that at the end of the show. We're gonna predict what inning Kevin turns out the lights. So let's give this a smell. I only have one nostril going because my legit allergies, not Andrew Vaughn allergies. These are real allergies. There's no smell to it. 8 out of 10 on the Zoe wine scale because I don't have a wine palate and I think it's good. So it gets you drunk. Hell yeah.
There you go.
And that Andrew Vaughn joke, apparently he was out with allergies in Cleveland, and now it turns out he tested positive for COVID. He's asymptomatic. Did I say that right? First try?
Asymptomatic, almost.
Asymptomatic. Damn it. Asymptomatic, and he'll be on the IL for a little bit. White Sox called up Gavin Sheets because why not call up another first baseman and put him in the outfield? So, hey, fuck it. Hey, if it's working, why try? Why?
I mean, most of it. Well, I mean, a lot of except for Kevin. 'Cause Kevin was right there. Was like, no, Andrew Vaughn can play wherever. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, let's not lie. We had our doubts at the beginning.
Time.
We were like, Andrew Vaughn in left field. He's never played. He's only played corner infield.
Right.
Andrew Vaughn, like when Eloy comes back, and it's been brought up already for the past couple weeks. Andrew Vaughn should probably just be the starting right fielder.
Dude, so I watch every game. Mostly every game. I will hand up. Sometimes baby or sleep get in the way. But I have only seen Andrew Vaughn misplay one fly ball yet this season. Mm-hmm. And it was a ball that was clearly over his head, and his first reaction a ball that was clearly in front of him, and his first step when it came off the bat was backwards, so he couldn't get to the play. He kept the ball in front of him, but it could have been caught, but he made the wrong read off the bat. But yeah, I mean, he's been playing one hell of a left field. The bat's been there. So White Sox called up Gavin Sheets. He was already spotted on 35th and Shields before the game against Detroit, taking BP, and then he went to the outfield. He was taking fly balls from Darryl Boston. So it looks like the plan is to stick him in the outfield somewhere during his tenure. Good for him. Make your MLB debut. He's been smashing the bouncy ball in AAA. So let's see how that transfers over. It's a good series to do this type of shit too. Detroit is just not a good baseball team.
They've been winning lately, though, haven't they?
Yeah.
They split the Yankees.
That was funny. That was just funny. And it was funny because all of baseball fans, even the major accounts, everybody was just kind of just
shitting on the Yankees.
What? Are you serious? I think Jared Carabas from Barstool.
Oh, the series of tweets that entire weekend.
him trolling the Yankees right now is probably the funniest thing on Twitter. Like on Thursday, for instance, Garrett Cole gave up a home run to what's the good lefty's name on Tampa? He was good, really good.
Austin Meadows.
Yeah, Austin Meadows. He gave up a home run to Austin Meadows. I didn't know it was a home run. So he tweeted, and I'm reading the tweet before the video, and the tweet's like, man, Austin Meadows has been one of the hottest hitters in baseball, and Garrett Cole made him look like a little leaguer. And then I hit play on the video, and Austin Meadows takes him 10 rows up in right center field. I was like, oh, you trolling motherfucker. It's hilarious. All the Yankee fans, if you want to read genuine butthurt comments, Yankees fans have been leading the league in butthurt comments on Twitter. When Liam Hendricks and the Cubs dude got relievers of the month for the month of May, every other comment, Chapman better, Chapman better, Chapman better, Chapman better. It was for 1 month. And if you keep it score at home, Liam Hendricks gave up 0 earned runs. Chapman gave up 1 to Andrew Vaughn. And it was a blast.
I was going to say with Carabas and the series of the trolling tweets, I remember the ones, I think the first two that I saw was the one with Torres, with Gleyber Torres and the back-to-back errors.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the funniest one was, I think it was it was against the Tigers. I think it was the Sunday game. I think it was Aaron Judge up, bases loaded. The Yankees were down by 2 or 3. And it was the sign of a clutch hitter. And it was it was a 3-2 pitch and Aaron Judge just got frozen.
Yes.
For strike 3 to end the game.
Remember that exactly.
And I remember I read the entire tweet before, and then I pressed play.
Dude, he gets me.
Strike 3.
I know what he's doing too, and he gets me every time. Every time.
Oh my God.
I've known what he's doing, and I read it, the Garrett Cole tweet, and then I just fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. I was like, oh, here comes some nasty breaking stuff or something. And then Meadows put some 10 rows deep, and I'm like, you son of a bitch, Carabas. But
anyways, besides that, the Tigers aren't that good. I mean, they've had who was it, that one no hitter, but
yeah, they're actually but they do have a better record than the Twins.
The Twins.
Tigers right now winning percentage is 418. The Twins are sitting at a cool 400.
The other day, Kevin sent the chat or a message to the chat, and he was just like, "Wow, this is crazy!" Like, I think it was like the Tigers like beat the Brewers, and he's like, "Oh my God, the Twins losing to the Orioles." And I was just thinking in the back of my head, like I saw it after, and I'm like, I mean, the Twins aren't that good. Like they could, the Orioles could be beating the Twins because the Twins just aren't good.
Dude, the Twins stopped the Orioles whatever losing streak.
Oh yeah,
The Twins are just. I'm going to go ahead and say it. The Twins are straight cheeks.
Twins are bad.
They're their booty, their cheeks, whatever you say to describe a bad thing. They are that.
I remember at the beginning, I think it was May or something, when I tweeted out like when the Cubs were like bad and in last place, but like Kimbrel was great, and I'm like, and like the Twins were blowing all their games, and they're still doing that. And I was like, what could like the Cubs get from the Twins for Kimbrel? But like now, I mean, the Twins they're gonna like be sellers. They're terrible.
Oh, dude, if you go into like Twins Twitter and the Twins blog sphere or whatever, they want to. They're ready to just blow it up. What can we get for Buxton? What can we get for Mitch Garver? What can we get for let's start salvaging pieces and just start over again because it's obviously done. It's over. Like their pitching's horrendous. Their pitching and they needed all of their pitchers to be overperforming, kind of like what the Brewers do every year.
Yeah.
And none of them are. Like it's bad. And I mean, especially in a year that has been very pro pitching, and we're gonna get to that in just a second.
Oh, the sticky balls.
I mean, dude, and fact checker Alex brought in a great point. They should blow it up because they have like 4 guys that are signed past this year.
I know. I mean, they're just not.
It's primed to just blow it up. And but in a year, like I mean, dude, fucking Rich Hill was the pitcher of the month for the month of May. Like when you put this out on Friday, insert the Kevin Garnett "anything is possible" soundbite, because when I saw Rich Hill's like 80 years old, and he's out there breaking it off for people. So
I do have to ask you. I mean, entering the season, thought the Twins were going to be a threat in this in the Central for the Sox. Turns out they're not. But Cleveland is still right there. Cleveland still gives the Sox a lot of fits,
dude.
And then because of the rain out, there's going to be a huge 5-game series.
But that actually
second to last week.
That plays in the favor of the White Sox because they just canceled the game where they were starting Billy Hamilton and Larry Garcia in the outfield, and are rescheduling it for a game where they'll probably have Eloy and Robert back.
All right, there you go.
So yeah, I mean, if I don't even want to say his name, Jose Ramirez. We're going to call him Voldemort from now on. I'm just not even going to say his name. As soon as he's off that team, which they've been rumored to be trading him for like 2 years now, the Twins or the Cleveland baseball team is dead in the water. He kills the White Sox. And it's almost to the point now where I want to be like, dude, give him 3 prospects and just get him on the White Sox. Pull in AJ Przinsky and just do whatever you need to do. Kevin Zawaski, do I know you? I don't know when Eloy's coming back. There's a lot of very promising videos going on Instagram of him walking with no sling, carrying a bat around. He's got his Cobra Kai headband on and all that stuff. But if I was going to bet on it, I'm still going to say September.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll definitely start to see like more stuff, and like we'll probably get something from Han. We'll probably get like an update, like injury update from him, like around the All-Star break, maybe. Mm-hmm. Just like this guy's doing this. We expect this, but I think we're still like maybe a month and a half away before we see him and Robert, actually getting some work in. What
you should be focusing on as a Sox fan is Adam Engel probably is going to be back, maybe even this weekend. I don't know. We'll see what happens there, but he's on the cusp. And they put Robert on the 60-day IL. So if you do the math there, yeah, there you go. Han said in his presser this week. If you do the math with the 60-day, Yeah, like an August return for Robert. So
Hey
basically,
man, you don't need him right now. You have Billy Hamilton, Billy the hitter,
I like to call him Billy Big Balls.
Billy Big Balls.
Billy Big Balls taken home on Shane Bieber for an inside the park a little league home run, even though they scored it a double with 2 errors. But fuck
Have
them.
you? Were you?
Wait, no,
I was kind of.
I'm sorry to answer your question. The Indians are a huge thorn in the White Sox paw. They're cruising this year. They run into the Indians. They look like a fucking little league team.
The Indians, man, they
It's
can just pitch. They can just pitch, and then Jose Ramirez just kills you guys.
and it seems to be that combination. And all the games against the Indians all go the same way, where it's like either the Sox or the Indians jump out to a very small lead, and then the game's always tied in like the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning, and then it'll be close, and then the White Sox will take the lead in the 7th or 8th inning, and then the Twins will walk it off. Almost every game in Cleveland follows that pattern in one way, shape, or form. And you can take your time in the comments. You don't have to correct me. Fids, I'm not letting you in until you prove to me you're not frozen. Okay.
Oh, let's see.
Oh,
All
I was just very stoically still. There's a difference.
Yeah. Well, you were sitting there like this.
Stoically still.
What's going on, man?
Home, sweet home. I mean, not
Yeah.
home, not my home, but
Wait, quick question though. When did you move out of Chicago? How old were you?
2001. So I was 23.
So 20 years ago.
Been
'Cause
20
we were
years.
just trying to figure out at what point did you realize Bucktown to Evergreen Park was not a 20-minute ride?
Well, I didn't realize that Los Angeles was in it. I don't know why I assumed it was by the ballpark, but I actually thought that you
It
walked
should
out
be.
your back door and walked right to Guaranteed Rate Field. That's what I thought. I thought that you were.
Oh
No,
no.
we're so used to like out on the West Coast, even though I mean Arizona isn't West Coast, but it's out west. It's like everything's just packed into the middle.
Right.
I've been gone so long that the Robert Taylor homes were still going when I left. They were still there. That's how long it's been.
Yeah, all that stuff's gone, dude.
Yeah.
Chicago's very different.
Oh, and then Mailman Jack points out Friday traffic too.
Yeah. To get to Bucktown to EP, you'd still be in the car, dude.
All right.
You'd still be in the car.
I don't mind taking the train. Trains are nice.
But there's not a really good train route. I mean, you could
Just a
take the
red-
Metro train.
I'm taking
No,
it
no, don't do that.
or a lift.
Don't do that. Don't take the red line. What we were talking about was how Cleveland seems to be the thorn in the White Sox paws. No matter what they do. And I mean, granted, they got Shane Bieber, who could probably win a Cy Young again this year. And they seem to just pull these no-name pitchers. Well, not no-name, but they're in their system. I don't know what Cleveland's doing in their farm system with these pitchers, but whatever they're doing, sign me up. So,
It's kind of
I
like
don't
the
know.
Braves. Kind of like the Braves back in the '90s. Like they just would
it's
throw
exactly
somebody
like
out
the
there,
Braves.
and they would just.
I mean, come on, dude. The fucking Indians are throwing out a guy that's 6'7", 110 pounds with dreads, and the dude's out there blowing 98 miles an hour up. And I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me with this kid, dude. Oh my god. But hey, good for them. Good for that. You know what? That's the thing. But they should seriously probably trade Jose Ramirez. That'd be a good move.
That'll make you very happy.
Dude, White Sox Twitter would have a party. There would literally be a party, especially now that it looks like tailgating's coming back in a week. Yeah, you came a week early, dude. You came a week early. You just missed it. Lori,
June 11th, right?
Yeah, Lori and the whole crew just announced that June 11th, everything's back to normal in Chicago. No restrictions, no nothing.
So close. Kevin, just stay the week.
I mean, I can miss a flight. I mean, what else do I have to do back home?
Yeah.
I'm on summer vacation.
Apparently, people in our comments want you to get shot in the face. So
they're telling
don't listen to that.
Thanks, Alex. Alex, I'm coming over your house. You're like a block away. I'm not too far from you, so you better be careful. I don't have your address, though.
But if you do take the red line, pick me up some DVDs, a couple pairs of socks. Dude, you get some good-ass deals on the red line, dude. Past 35th Street. You just got to play your cards right, dude.
Well, what if I'm wearing a 108 sweatshirt hoodie? Will that protect me with my safe?
Babe, no one will know what the hell you're talking about. But the one thing that did come up, that this is kind of a transition here, talking about Cleveland, I got to pull up the dude's name so I pronounce it really wrong.
James?
No, James.
Wait, no, I completely missed it. Who are you looking up?
No, I'm looking up the pit. Yeah, James.
Yeah, James Karinchak.
Karinchak. One. This dude's a total fucking rubber. He's a complete. What a douche canoe this dude is. Like, I get you're excited, like, and I'm all for people like showing emotion. Like, I'm not being hypocritical because yes, I know I tweet how much I love it when Lance Lynn calls people slapdick motherfucker when he turns around and screams. I love that all the emotion that the White Sox put, but this dude's not showing emotion. This dude's celebrating a win in May, like he just won Game 7 of the fucking ALCS. Like, and it was like, okay, bud, like there's emotion, and then there's you're being a douchebag. And he was being a bit of a douchebag. And even before he even started pitching in that game, he like grabbed his catcher by the back of the neck and was like talking to him. Like it looked like this end of the Titanic or something.
He was trying to rub off the pine tar off his hand.
Well, yes.
He's taking neck sweat. Hello.
Clear as day. Clear as day. You can see homeboy with, first of all, if you're going to cheat, don't have a bright red mitt, you dumbass.
Yeah.
So he's got a bright red mitt, and you can see on the inside pocket right by where the webbing is, there's a huge black spot, and he's digging his fingers in there, and you can literally see his fingers like pluck out of there. Like,
and then he flings the ball too. He flips
and then he flips the ball a couple times to spread it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Steve Stone right away, and I love that's why the White Sox have the best broadcast team in the nation. Steve Stone right away was like, slow that down, zoom in. He's like, yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't see too many gloves with a black spot inside the webbing. And it's just like, and so the video's going all over the place. Go ahead.
Says, a friend once told me that if you rub the glove, right, like he played it so well, like he was pretending, he was actually like a magician that's not trying to give away the trick, but trying to point your eyes in the right direction for you to figure out the trick. And so he's not narking, but he's like, hey, watch this. Like, keep your eye on the left hand because the right hand's just misdirection. That was the best part about it. Stoney kept the rules, I guess you want to call the rules of not narking, but he like not narked, which is great.
Yeah, and I mean, it was super obvious. The video got picked up by national media. We are talking sticky balls. That's awesome. It got picked up by national media, like John Boy Media tweeted out a breakdown and all that. ESPN, like everybody but the major MLB accounts, shocker, tweeted out the video. And then all of a sudden there was this meeting, to discuss.
Like the next day.
Yeah, to discuss basically pitchers cheating. And I'm trying to pull up the tweet that I was laughing about. John Heyman tweeted out on Thursday around 2:00. Evidence was presented at the MLB owners meeting to suggest that the use of illegal foreign substances by pitchers trying to enhance spin rates and get an edge is, quote, very prevalent, end quote, in the game. So the crackdown will now commence in earnest.
Well, now's the time.
Well, my response is no shit.
And like, who had their worst day? Who had their worst start of the season today? In New York? Was it New York?
Yeah, it was in New York.
What's his name?
Garrett Cole.
Cole had a rough day, but now we're at the point when after the next 2-3 weeks, everyone's going to overanalyze every bad start and assume that if you get lit up tomorrow, they're he must have taken his substances off of his glove this time. So it's going to be a while to figure out really who it really was, because some guys just had bad starts. Some guys are cheating, and now you're going to see it's going to have to take like 4 to 6 weeks before you really start figuring out like which guys are actually cheating. Because some guys just have bad starts. It happens. Just because Cole had a bad start doesn't mean he's a cheater, but
the funny part was how they like started the season and they're like, guys, we're gonna be we're gonna be cracking down on this, but like if you get caught, you're not getting in trouble, but we are gonna be taking balls that look suspicious. And then the pitches are like, all right, so I'm not gonna get punished, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I was doing before.
I mean, nothing ever happened.
Just told me nothing's gonna happen to me.
And nothing ever happened to homeboy from the Cardinals after they took his hat that literally the brim was black.
Yeah.
for half of it.
That one was funny because
It was sunscreen.
That hat is
A lot of
sitting on a
people fight-
microscope right now.
because a lot of people were like that was like it was classic Joe West because Joe West did kind of make it about himself because like if you do that, he should have just ejected him. Like he just like you can't just be like, oh, caught you. You get to stay in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like
they did the same to Kimbrel. They took his hat preemptively, didn't they? Like
yeah,
no,
like
didn't Joe West take his
they
hat?
talk like between innings, and then Kimbrel has looked even better since then. So fuck all the people who said like, oh, Kimbrel was cheating.
Oh, well, everyone's going to say that though.
And then I saw. Go ahead.
I was going to say Dodgers fans are out here saying that Gio's cheating, and everyone else is looking at Bauer and saying maybe Bauer's cheating. I don't think Bauer's actually cheating. I don't
Bauer's
think he's
100%. Bauer's cheating, dude.
You think so?
That's
Bauer-
the funniest thing you've ever said, Kevin.
Bauer is kingpin of cheating, dude. He
Trevor
straight up
Bauer-
admits it in the
Trevor
media.
Bauer, I forget what year it was in 2019 when he was like bitching
Yes.
for like the entire year that there was no way the Houston Astros could have all their pitchers have these spin rates without cheating, and then he had even better spin rates the year after, while still saying like no, I'm not cheating. Even though I just said there is no way you can possibly pitch like this unless you're cheating.
For the people in the comment or the people that listen to the podcast, I want it to be known that there's people in the comments saying that they agree with Fitz. So I really think Bauer's cheating like a motherfucker.
I mean, I know Alex just said that he's been in the top just because you could be in the top like 10% of the spin rates, but like he literally said there's no way anyone can humanly do this without cheating, and then he did that.
Now, I'll be honest. I want Bauer to be a cheater. But I don't think he is a cheater.
I think you just might get what you want.
No, the funny part is I think it was it like late last week or something? There was I think it was in the LA Times. Trevor Bauer was like, I'm gonna look back at the video, look at all the metrics, and see what's going on because he's giving up a lot of home runs or something, and everyone's like, well, it's probably because you're not cheating as much anymore.
So, but just back to the topic, I'm very curious to see the fallout from this. Someone's going to be the example. There's going to be some pitcher that they're going to catch, and they're going to give them kind of an over-the-top suspension or fine or whatever. Hopefully, it's not on either one of our teams. But
who's your pick? Who do you think? If you were to pick one guy in the show right now that's going to be the one that they ding and make an example of, do you think it'll be an actual marquee guy, or you think they're going to ding some dude that's like trying to hang on?
I think it's going to be Douche Canoe in Cleveland because he's so ignorant. He's that big of a knob that he won't care that all eyes are on him, and he's going to roll out for his next save, and they're just going to be like, "Hey, asshole, give us your glove," and then he's going to get suspended for a week.
I hope it's him.
Yeah,
I hope it's him because I have the other Cleveland closer, and I get mad every time they don't use him because he's on my fantasy team. And I'm like, what the fuck? Get this guy out of here.
Did you see him breathing during that Abreu at bat? I thought he was having an asthma attack.
He's such a douchebag.
No, he's such a spaz. I remember him last year.
I'm like, my God.
Such a douchebag.
No, he's been like that last year. I remember last year was the first time I ever saw him pitching against the Cubs. And then obviously we see him more now when he pitches against the Sox. But he's just a fucking spaz out there. It's annoying.
He is a huge douchebag. But I think I don't think it's going to be like a Garrett Cole. I think it might be, if you're going to do pitching tiers, I think it might be like a tier 3 or below guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had Chase and Shreve on, and he talked about it. Some of these guys, they're not using illegal substances, but they're using the sweat on and now it's the summertime. It's getting, not summer yet, but close.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting warm. They're using the sweat from their arms. They rub their arms. No one's asking you to rub off. If you rub your arm, you're just could be.
Yeah, that's fine. I got no problem with that.
And I want to see what they're going to what type of substances they have found on these baseballs.
Ooh, I'm
the actual science. I want to know the biology.
You got to get the black light over them.
Yeah,
right. Like,
they're going to see some children on the ball.
My God, the entire Dodger staff has been using bull semen. What the hell? No,
yeah.
Like whatever you got to use. I guess
we found a Houston secret weapon.
But
bull sperm.
So that's a big thing. And then, so the White Sox got a nice 4-game series. Fitz, you're getting invites to house parties and shit now in the comments? Damn, dude.
Wait, what?
Here we go.
Homie wants to know if you want to come over and watch the game.
Look, I'm not going to turn down a bought beer. I'll tell you that right now, though. I have a well, actually, if I'm a shit show, yes, maybe, but I that's hard for me. So,
Yep.
if you want to see a shit show,
Fizz's DMs are open.
oh, they've been hit quite a bit lately, actually.
So
It was a burner account, I think, which I might be human trafficked. I'm not sure, but
good. Hey, it's nice to be wanted.
Catfish.
The White Sox got a welcomed 4-game series now against Detroit. Hopefully, they can at least take 3 out of 4 there. But
Nice little sandwich there. Baltimore,
Yes.
Cleveland, Detroit.
Yep. But the one thing that I do want to mention, because it's a pretty hot topic, and there's a couple things really in White Sox Twitter land that are going on that are big. But the first thing I want to talk about is Yerman Mercedes.
I think we figured out who's the odd man out when everybody else comes back.
First and foremost,
you think so?
if you're this surprised that a career minor leaguer can't keep a 400 batting average pace up, I don't know what to tell you. He looks terrible, and I'm going to say this.
Splits are crazy.
I'm going to say this once, and we're not going to harp on it. We're not going to keep talking about it. I'm just going to say this one time on the show.
One time.
Nothing to do with Tony La Russa.
Yeah, because he was struggling before.
This has nothing to do with that. That is I know. That's why I'm doing this, Kevin, because I want it to come from me. This has nothing to do with what Tony La Russa did. This has nothing to do with it. What this has to do is a guy who's been in minor league in Puerto Rico and probably my church league and a bunch of other teams for the last 10 years, finally getting a shot at his MLB, coming out of the gates. Nobody knew how to pitch to him, coming out hot. League he put out a month's worth of tape, and the league figured him out. And yes, he's still going to hit absolute piss missiles. Those are still going to come. He is a strong man with a good swing. I'm going to say this tonight, and Casey Mize is going to give him a fucking ball on a tee, and he's going to put it on the goddamn Dan Ryan. But they figured him out, man. They're hitting him with a lot of off-speed stuff. They know with 2 strikes he's not going to do the leg kick, and they're starting to, the circle change. They're dropping it down.
I want to read the splits right now because
go ahead.
It's fucking insane. So April, 82 at bats. He slashed 415, 455, 659. His OPS was at 1113. In May, 95 at bats. He slashed 221, 292, 326 slugging. His slugging dropped more than 300 points. His OPS was at 619.
So what happened, and it started in early May, all of a sudden he was still hitting with 2 strikes, but he was hitting base hits. And I was like, hey, you know what?
You'll take it,
with that. Move the fucking lineup, get on base, let's keep it going. But then all of a sudden, even those base hits, that shit wasn't happening. That's just not happening, Mike. And that's it.
And you know what gets masked by this all too is that his 3-0 homer. People are like, "Oh, he hit a 3-0 homer and he got benched." He hit a 3-0 home run off of a position player. He wasn't running hot when he hit that ball already at that point. He had to get it off. He had to get off a dude that's literally not a pitcher. But he hit a homer and then after that homer it just fell off. No, it's not the homer where he fell off. The homer was a freebie. That was literally a freebie for his
Hold on
numbers.
a second. Keep talking. I just want to.
No.
I'm going to pull up his baseball savant.
But and
scores.
When the league adjusts you, the league adjusts you. You saw that with Lou Bob last year. Robert got adjusted too, and then you have to adjust. And that's the thing is, my question is, you look at a guy, and I don't want to say this, and I have to really reserve how I say this because I don't want it to sound like I'm body shaming anybody, but the guy physically doesn't look like someone that is.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy, and he's a guy that I've coached against guys and seen guys that were fantastic hitters, but physiologically they weren't taking care of their bodies. And eventually, in a major league season, over 162, even 60 games in, your body's going to start giving out a little bit if you're not in good physical shape. Frank Thomas wasn't out of shape; he was just a big guy. This is not a guy. This is a very round. He looks like the Michelin Man sometimes. And
5'11", 250 pounds.
He's a big boy.
That's thick with 3 C's.
If he was playing at 220, I'd say this is less of an issue. He's playing 250 and he's not even 6 feet. That's not good. That's not muscle. That's mass. And that's another thing too, is the body breaks down, the mind breaks down. The mind and the body are two things. So when he does have the body breakdown, the mind's going to start following a little bit. And maybe La Russa maybe got into his head a little bit, but to make that as the excuse, it's not. There's so many different variables and factors into this that showcase that this was already on its way. And there's a reason why he is who he is and why it's taken so long. And when you look at the physiological, you know, and I think he's still going to bounce back, but this is his test now. Are you going to adjust? And if he can't adjust, if he's not willing to make the adjustments, if he's just going to keep banging his head against the wall, it's gonna expose him for something. And that's a red flag for organizations to see that it's not making the adjustments. Oh, here we go.
There's a couple of things I want to point out on this. I want you to look at the max exit velocity, good. K rate, bad. Chase rate, really bad.
Well, by the way, hold on. The comments. Yumper said body types nothing to do with it. Tony Gwynn proved that. Tony Gwynn wasn't big until the end of his career. Tony Gwynn was a point guard at San Diego State. Hold on. When he came into the league, he was a home run hitter when he came into the league. He hit bombs.
What we're not going to do on this show is, one, by no means is he fat shaming. Nope. Two, don't bring up analogy. Tom Brady, again. Tom Brady was drafted 250 whatever. Why everybody drafted that? No, just because one or two guys can do it doesn't mean it's the norm. It means they're that special.
How many elite hitters in Major League Baseball look like Mercedes?
Tony Gwynn was a one-of-a-kind athlete, period. Depending, he could have been 4'11", 500 pounds, and Tony Gwynn was or he could have been 6'6", 245 chiseled. He's still, what he was able to do with a baseball bat, we might not ever see again. All Kevin is saying is he's wondering if Yerman is built for a 162-game Major League season.
Correct.
And it's a fair question to say that. But also, my biggest concern with Yerman is on this chart right here, look at the goddamn chase rate.
Yes. Okay. So I wanted to focus on that because the chase. And I was going to look it up, but of course, Alex already had it. So thanks for looking that up already, Alex. And I know people hate it, but I mean, BABIP is a thing. His BABIP was 447 in April, 257 in May. And like, it's all fun and games when you're chasing and you get these like little bloop hits and, you know, everybody loves the bloop singles, you know, the ground ball is just out of the reach of the shortstop. But a lot of those also means those aren't particularly the hardest hit balls. And once you keep chasing and chasing, you're going to get weak pop-ups. You're going to get more just soft grounders. And that's what we saw with Yerman. Yeah. You love the approach on 2 strikes, no leg kick, but you're not hitting the ball hard.
The other thing
that exit velocity, by the way, I can't take my eye off it. I'm sorry. I'm seeing that 99
that's the
max.
thing. Woo. But that's the thing, though.
That's softball. That's softball.
That's his max.
That's his max, Kevin. That was the piss rocket he hit.
The average
is in the lower 19th percentile, and the hard hit percent is in the 8th percentile. His max, he hit one of the hardest balls of the season, but that was the one time.
One time.
But I don't know. I just think the league is adjusted to him. I think there's a month worth of tape out on him, and they're seeing how to approach him with 2 strikes. He's not surprising anybody anymore by getting rid of the leg kick and just shortening his swing. But I want to speak on that too. Look at the segue. I'm killing segues today. Talking about leg kicks, and I don't know if you saw this, Kevin, because you were traveling, although you might have saw that I tweeted it out. But I got to give a huge, huge props to our friends over at Sox Machine, particularly Jim Margolis. He wrote an article, and he admittedly was writing an article about how Jake Lamb is on the uptrend. And as he was writing the article, he realized that in the middle of the game, I can't remember what game, in the middle of the game, Jake Lamb was like, fuck the leg kick. And he got rid of it. And then all of a sudden, since that point, he's been a very decent player for the White Sox lately.
Tweaks.
And it was a huge tweak though. He got rid of the leg kick. He watch him bat tonight. Like he's just taking a small, it's like a slide step. And he's in the left field tonight, which the White Sox outfield tonight is scary as shit.
Matty Mitch makes a really good point in the chat too, and I mean, he was kind of throwing it out there as a little bit of an
it was a jab, but he's making a good point.
It's true.
For those of you listening,
I
For
mean, if
those
he
of you
is,
listening, he said, Matty Mitch said, same thing will happen to Patrick Wisdom by next month. If you're a White Sox fan or you just haven't been paying attention, Patrick Wisdom has been hitting the cover off the ball for the Cubs lately, hitting bombs after bombs. But you're absolutely right, Matty. The league is going to adjust to him. But the big thing is the difference between good players and flash in the pan players is how they fucking adjust after the league adjusts. That's the biggest thing. That's what we saw with Luis Robert. Luis Robert is a very good baseball player. He adjusted. It took him a month.
saw the Eloy too.
It cost him Rookie of the Year, but he adjusted, and he was a better baseball. He is a better business. I'm not talking about him like he's dead. But
Rest in peace.
yeah, and yes, Jake Lamb was good with Oakland last year, and he's always been a La Russa guy. La Russa, when they were in Arizona together, La Russa was talking about him like he was the next Mike Trout. He's like, he's a franchise player, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, just getting rid of the leg kick. And shout out again to Sox Machine. I tweeted the article out earlier. It's a great read. Great find on that, though, the stats after that. And then before we switch to the Cubs, because we do need to switch to the Cubs because both teams deserve their roses because both teams are doing very good right now in first place. White Sox game 1 versus the Tigers are coming at them with an outfield of Adam Eaton in right, Jake Lamb in left, and Billy Big Balls in center.
Billy Big Ball.
And then your boy Lori Legend at second.
Yeah, Madrigal gets a day off. Whatever, that's fine.
I got a question.
Busy. What? Yes, I've created 10 burners to vote All-Star Madrigal into the All-Star game.
How long are we going to see Lurie Garcia? Is it possible that he gets DFA'd when everybody gets back to health? Is he the guy that we're going to see go bye-bye?
I'm going to get yelled at for this by White Sox Twitter, which is fine. If Jake Lamb stays on this pace, Garcia might be the one to go.
I think it just depends on whoever has the option.
Billy Hamilton has a place on this team. He's a pitch runner. He's a defensive replacement, and he's more than earned that.
He's a veteran.
Right.
He's a veteran.
So it really comes down. Mendick's the first guy to go down because they can option him. He can go back and forth, whatever. Mendick's the first guy to go down. But then when it comes down, it's literally Lamb versus Lurie Garcia. Because you got to make room for Robert. You got to make room for Eloy. You got to make room for – because obviously when Vaughn is better, Sheets goes back down. When Kopech gets better, Burr goes back down. But then
it's gonna be 2 guys. I think it's gonna be if Yermin doesn't turn around. Yermin's probably gonna go down.
And now there's already a hashtag trade Yermin. Bro, that's out the window, man.
You're not getting
and I'll tell you right now, paid Major League Baseball scouting departments and talent acquisition departments, they're not dumb. They know that I'm probably going to let this guy do this for more than a month before I give up a prospect for him, before I make a deal for him. So, I mean, it's just not – it is what it is. But I want to be very clear on this too. I don't know if there's anybody more that wants Yermin to figure it out because obviously he figures it out. The team's better. Mm-hmm. And I don't care what has to happen. I want the White Sox to keep winning. And then last but not least, Lance Lynn is a demigod. All hail Lance Lynn. He's pitching Thursday night. But
I can't believe
he's not the god. He's just a god. You gotta remember that.
I can't believe that there were like Sox fans who were like against that trade.
The Lance Lynn trade?
Yeah.
It's because it was a textbook case of people getting too close to prospects.
It was that, but like Lance Lynn was like the perfect fit for like the team. It was like the hard ass, and
it's showing. He straight up said, "I'm an asshole, but I'm here to do whatever I got to do to have the team win." He's striking dudes out and turning around and going fucking pussy on national TV. It's fantastic. I love this guy. I want to drink 100. I want to drink 100 beers with Lance Lynn, but yeah, people were just too attached to Dane Dunning. Dane Dunning's he's fine. You know what I mean? He's doing okay. Had a good hit in an interleague game the other day. Like, he's fine. Oh, definitely extend Lance Lynn. You guys want to do that hashtag.
Like, Lance Lynn has been good for like the past like 3 seasons. Like this wasn't he was good in 2020. Like, no, like he's been really fucking good.
Yes.
And he's continued it.
Yeah. Dunning is decent. That's fine. This is a classic case of people getting too married to prospects.
And a little bit of outcome bias too, not letting Lance Lynn get his sea legs together on a new like with a new team. Like it takes a little time, and then finding.
I don't even think he was great from like his first start out.
True, but you know what I mean. Like it
no,
wasn't.
I
think people expected the Dunning was so overvalued that they expect him to go out there and just shove smoke rings every single time out.
What the fuck is Dane Dunning even doing this year? I mean, I know he's decent.
He's been fine. I think he got lit up by the Sox that one game.
Yeah.
I think he has like a sub-4 ERA. He's like in the 3s, I think.
Yeah,
like he's pretty good. Like the Rangers have like a pretty good starter in him. But in terms of like starting pitchers, like if there's like one guy who I can see Sox fans being like a little annoyed at or like upset about, it's Dallas Keuchel.
Well, yeah,
number 5.
Dallas Keuchel is our 5th starter, and he's a damn fine 5th starter. And
like I'm just saying, like the contract wise, it's like we paid this guy, and he's like our 5th starter.
I wouldn't even get annoyed with that. It's the first week of June. He's gonna be fine. It's just,
incredible. It's incredible.
Rodon had a step back. Cease had a step back against Cleveland. It's a 162 game season. It's not a 60 game sprint anymore. This is back to the marathon. It's the first week of June. We have arguably the best pitching staff in baseball. I'm not going to get upset because of one bad game by these guys. And I'm looking
who's
right
the Dodgers
now.
Who's the Dodgers number 5?
I'll look that up.
Dylan Padres number 5. Like that's when you look at Dallas Keuchel. Measure Dallas Keuchel against the Padres number 5, the Yankees number 5. You know, look at the number 5s on other rotations, and you tell me that that's not one of the best, if not the best, number 5 in Major League Baseball, with a veteran presence, a guy that gets out and can go out there and get it done. And and if he's not getting it done, you don't need to use him in a postseason playoff scenario if he's not. Like, but it's a consistent guy that's going to go out there every 5th day and do the job. And as at the back end of your rotation, I'd give my left arm for a guy like that at the back of the rotation. He's great.
Dunning started 11 games. He's got a 4.67 ERA with a 1.42 clip.
No, never mind. I thought he was doing better than that.
Yeah, and he's thrown 52 innings in 11 starts.
Good question here from Alex as brought up, and I forgot about that. The Cleveland Rodon has his first like rough start, and I think it wasn't like awful, but obviously it wasn't that good.
What question are you looking at? Pull it up.
Yeah, the Rodon one. Are you at all concerned that obviously you're not going to expect Rodon to keep up his like sub 2 ERA?
No.
So, and obviously he's been fucking. I mean, he's been the best pitcher on the staff.
Yeah.
But are you at all concerned? Because like, I mean, we talked about last week, tip your caps Rodon. He's did all the work in the offseason, whatever it was, coming back from the injuries. He's looked great. But in the back of your head, it's like, injuries?
I'm more – with Carlos Rodon, I'm more worried about injuries than regression. I think he'll be a solid pitcher all year round. Not every start's going to be a no-hitter. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to have some shitty starts. I'm definitely – but I'm very much – all right, Kev.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
My bad. Hold on. Let me do this.
It's fine. I'm not worried about Carlos Rodon's his stuff and what he has. I'm worried about injury. I'm worried about longevity. Because you talked about it a little bit with Yerman and stuff like that. I'm worried about his body holding up. He looks to be in great shape. He looks everything, but yeah.
So you know how like during the off season and even like in spring training, there's like the talk of like how guys are going to be managed just like from not pitching a full season last year and this year and trying to avoid injuries. Have you like seen any talk about like are there any plans to like give like for the Sox like just skip a guy one time through the rotation or all systems go? Because right now like I'm thinking about the Cubs. And like, there really hasn't been the whole. I mean, yes, for Alzolay, there has been like a couple starts where like they're limiting him, but like that's just. I mean, that's just overall him. He hasn't pitched a full year in like 4 years. But like the whole talk of like, we're gonna need like the extra starters. We're gonna need a whole bunch of guys to fill in these innings. And I guess Kopech has made a few starts. But other than that, has there been like much talk about like, oh, we're gonna need some guys to make some starts here soon or something?
No, and I mean, I think I wouldn't be surprised. Do the Cubs have guys like Kopech or Crochet that they could
So
be starters?
they've had Keegan Thompson. He's made a couple starts,
Mm-hmm.
but he's been like in the bullpen now. And then they've had Alec Mills, and like he was about to make a start, but then he got hurt, and he's been rehabbing for a couple weeks now.
Yep.
But other than that, I can't. They just brought up Cole Stewart for a double header, or no? Well, let's see. They had like their 13th guy go on the injured list, and Trevor Williams. So they brought up Cole Stewart. So that they have had a couple of guys who've made some starts. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Because what I'm thinking is, once you get into these dog days and end of June, July, and August, that's when the White Sox. And I'm going to answer one of the questions too. That's when the White Sox are going to see like Michael Kopech taking a spot start. Garrett, I wouldn't be surprised. I know they're saying they're slow playing Garrett Crochet, but he was drafted as a starter. You know what I mean? And wouldn't mind.
They're taking it easy on him, though, aren't
They're
they?
taking it really easy with him.
They literally said that they were going to give him 1 inning spots, and then the night that they quoted that, he came out and threw 2 innings.
Yep.
So I'm not taking what their word, but yes, they do need to take it slow with him. But I really think you're going to see a lot more Michael Kopech spot starts, just to kind of get through these rough middle June, July days and shit like that. And then I've been worried about Dallas Keuchel's health from day one. Since the beginning of the season, I thought something wasn't right with his back. So the good thing is the White Sox have a couple arms.
I mean, yeah, you guys have the depth, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not too worried about that. But like Raylo is going backwards. He's getting shelled. Which,
you could tell that he's been passed up because the guy who got called up. I don't know if it was a scheduling thing, like if Lopez just wasn't on the 5-day schedule or what. But I mean, they brought up Jimmy Lambert to start against in that doubleheader, not Reynaldo Lopez.
And he threw well. He threw
way better than I thought.
He jumped from those minor league baseballs to the regular major league balls. And was like, oh, hi, spin rate. What's going on? Welcome back. Because those minor league balls are so bad that's a huge thing that people are like underestimating too. I think we talked about. Well, I don't know who I was talking to about it. Maybe Alex even actually. We were talking about how this could be a really good start for him just because what he was doing down in the minors. He gets up here and he gets these obviously deader balls that allow the spin rate to be a little bit more accelerated. He's probably going to have a little bit better of an outing, and he threw really well. I thought for that start, I thought that was a really good start.
And I do want to make one thing clear: Raylo he's not looking bad because he's getting shelled. Because yes, he's throwing a bouncy ball. He looks bad because he's walking people. He looks bad, guys. It looks bad, and it's tough for a pitcher to, for lack of a better term, find his sea legs in AAA because you are throwing a bouncy ball. But if you're walking people, that's a different story. So I don't know, but I do want to talk about this is the first time you can record that because I want.
I'm glad Joe's going to give us 4 minutes to talk about the Cubs tonight.
I tried 20 minutes ago and we got sidetracked. The Cubs are probably arguably one of the hottest teams in Major League Baseball right now. Winning, I don't even know.
Let's see. Well, they're 19-8.
I mean, they lost.
They're defeated in June.
They lost on May 22nd and May 30th, and then the rest.
Let's put it in perspective. Their May record was the best May record for the Chicago Cubs since 1977.
And a big reason for that is out of nowhere. Like, I don't think any podcast called that this was coming. No one was talking about it. Like, I really don't think anybody brought it up. But Chris Bryant is playing really well this year. I'm kind of really disappointed. I'm very disappointed that Fitz did not bring this up before the season started.
I'm enjoying the ride. But yeah, I never mentioned it in the offseason.
No.
It is crazy. It is crazy how guys who went through a year that was like never seen before, and then they came back and like they're actually back to themselves. And they're actually playing to their career numbers and their talent is actually good. And
Chris Bryant Chris Bryant is he's in the MVP conversation.
Chris Bryant is MVP contention. Rizzo's like doing his Rizzo thing. Baez, like the on base percentage is awful, but that's just Javier Baez. But he's like 6th in home runs, 2nd in RBIs. He has a 130 WRC plus since the first week of April, when the Cubs had like 2 hits a game.
Yep.
Everything's like basically that. Wilson Contreras, really damn good. And then you have the guys, I think Maddie brought him up earlier, and you take it. You take whatever you got, because the Cubs have had they've had the most injuries. Yes, the Sox have had like higher profile guys get injured and lost for big chunks of the season, obviously. Cubs have they had at one point 13 guys on the injured list from their 40-man roster. And then you have guys like Patrick Wisdom coming up, fucking being beast for like a week. And if it's just a week, you'll take it, because that was huge, because he replaced another guy who came in and filled in for guys who weren't like doing anything, and that was Matt Duffy. And then you have like Jake Marisnick. He was doing great, and then he got hurt.
And Nico Horner too, like where people like Nico Horner.
Yeah, Nico Horner.
Everyone thought he was playing so well, and then when Nico went down, everyone's like, "Oh, here we go again." And instead of like, someone actually said it the other day. Right now, the Cubs are doing what the Cardinals used to do. They're just throwing dudes out there, and they're just, hello, what? And of course, we know that Wisdom was one of the a top prospect for the Cardinals for a while. So it's even kind of funnier that he's one of those guys. But yeah, they're just throwing dudes out there, and it's like, next man up. Oh, you went down? All right. Hey, you, Henry Rowengartner, come on in. Your turn. And Henry Rowengartner goes 3 for 4 and hits 2 jacks. Like, it's like, what? There's something, it's a little magical, but it's also, I think, a testament to the no panic in a clubhouse that's been around winning for enough time now, that's also rallied around, hey, I like our gig. Let's not ruin a good thing. So if we have to lock in and get it done, let's get it done. And right now it is almost like it's major league. They're ripping a piece of clothing off Tom Ricketts every time they win, because Tom Ricketts doesn't want to spend $1 to improve this team. I mean, imagine if they had a number 1 first off, but these guys are going out there and you're finding new heroes every day.
Well, Kevin, you know what we have to get on board with now? We have to get on the trade for Max Scherzer train here.
I wonder if it'll take like 4 teenage prospects.
See, no, I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to be positive. I'm not going to do that, because I've been doing that for the past 5 months. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm going to be positive. So there's actually a trade, speaking of you, Darvish, like when the Dodgers traded for him in 2017, you can kind of do a comparable trade of what it looked like then, what it could look like now. And then the Nationals have it's going to get weird with the Nationals, because the Nationals have like all that weird deferred money for Scherzer. So you have no clue like how that's going to play in. But as I said in the intro of the show, Jed Hoyer is on record, and we're going to fucking hold him to it. Financial flexibility to make in-season moves if we believe the roster can compete. If the roster is competing, go make a fucking move.
I hope he does. I really hope he does for you, bud. I really do.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I want to bring this
on the fucking record. Go do it then.
I want to bring this to the attention of the crowd here. So I sorted all of Major League Baseball by just batting average. Just batting average. Shout out to Nick Castellanos for having the best batting average in baseball right now. Chris Bryant, number 6.
Decent.
Yermin Mercedes, still at 11. Yoan Moncada at 15. Tim Anderson and Nick Madrigal tied for 19th best batting average in the league. When, Aldo, I ask you, when will people get off Nick Madrigal's nuts and just let the man be, dude? He's a top 28 batting average in baseball right now. Fuck. Sorry.
Even All-Stars, though.
I'm trying.
Talk about
I actually do want. How many? Okay, let's look at the rosters here. How many realistic All-Stars do you think each side could have?
So I did one real ballot today.
Okay.
I think Yoan Moncada's an all-star. I think Chris Bryant's an all-star. I think those are like, they need to be all-stars.
Mm-hmm.
I can make a case for Nick Madrigal. I really can. Like, if you sort by
Marcus Semien, though?
Fuck a Marcus Semien.
Have you seen Marcus Semien's numbers?
Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Marcus Semien doesn't have enough at bats to qualify for these stats.
He doesn't.
No.
What? Okay, well then.
Nick Madrigal has the best batting average for qualified batters in the American League for second baseman. But I think Moncada is the surefire position dude for the White Sox.
Wait, hold on. Marcus Semien is already at a 3.2 WAR.
Yeah, no, Mark Simeon's sick, dude.
No, I think Marcus Semien is going to make an All-Star team.
Yeah, it's just the thing is he's been hurt a lot though.
Yeah.
How many games has he played?
I mean, he has 216 at bats, but he's slashing 301, 372, 546 with 13 home runs.
How many at bats?
216.
Wait, no. Magic only has 182 at bats this year.
Yeah, I'm looking at 2021 so far.
Oh, the fuck on. But as I'm looking this up,
54 games so far for Marcus Semien.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Then why wouldn't he be qualified on these lists?
I don't know.
Marcus Semien. He's on the Blue Jays, right?
Yes.
Is this one of those things? Oh no, here we go. Yeah, 216 at bat. Why the fuck is he not on this list?
I don't know. It's pretty weird.
That is pretty weird. Anyways, I think Moncada is the only position player for the White Sox that's like a
lock.
A lock. And then you got to go to the pitching staff. And I agree with Alex. Lynn's an all-star. Rodon's an all-star. Hendricks is an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
You can make an argument. No. I think that's about it for the White Sox.
Yeah. Because Abreu just started off too slow.
Good call, Dan. Dan wanted in the comments listed as a shortstop. Yes, he is listed as a shortstop.
There you
go. Thank you, Dan. I'm sorry for being stupid, everybody.
I mean, no, that completely passed me up because, I have both.
No, he's not in here. They have Bo Bichette. No, what the ESPN? You're fucking up.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say Abreu because he was fucking hot in May, but like he was really cold in April. So maybe maybe he sneaks in the conversation.
No, I think Abreu's slow April might hold him out. I would love Andrew Vaughn to get in the home run derby, or Yerman. I bet they might ask Yerman.
You're right. Just hey, buddy.
If I'm Yerman Mercedes, I'm not saying no to anything.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like you got to realize that you're not riding the wave.
How fucking cool is that going to be? Home run derby at Coors?
It's going to be dope, dude. It's going to be dope.
And then for the Cubs, I mean, a lock. Kimbrel's been fucking amazing. Chris Bryant, lock. And then Baez, maybe.
I don't think.
Have you seen everybody's numbers?
But
I mean,
Baez,
everybody has a higher WAR than.
He'll get votes. He's going to get votes, but.
I mean, do you guys want to look at the shortstop rankings for the NL?
I mean, obviously. I mean, you're going to obviously get Tatis at the top, no matter what happens.
Yeah, Tatis is.
He's amazing. Standard. Yeah. But Trevor Story's not. I mean, Javi's got a really rough crowd. Like Chris is weird because KB's performing, but he's what does he go to the All-Star game as? Now he's played like. He's going to go as a catcher. I mean, God, he's played every position almost. From the
Chris will go as on the All-Star ballot. He's a third baseman.
Yeah, even though he hasn't played there in like.
So guys,
yeah,
guys, the All-Star game's cool and everything, but because it's in Coors Field, this home run derby. Just looking at, so you got Vlad Guerrero and Ronald Acuna Jr. both have 17 home runs at the time of this broadcast.
Oh my God!
Those are your league leaders. That is a soggy dream for MLB marketing to have those two dudes be your tied in first. This is like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's marketing gold. Then number 3 is the Adolis Garcia in Texas. Came out of fucking nowhere. He's on my fantasy team. Wah, wah. But after him, you got Tatis Jr., Ohtani, Baez. Like this could be a fucking amazing home run derby. You know what I mean?
Shit. Oh, by the way, I can't believe we forgot, but Trey Turner, like for shortstops in the NL, he's been fucking amazing.
Trey Turner's been unreal. Trey Turner's having a borderline MVP like season.
Or Turner. Did I say Trevor Story? I meant Trey Turner. I'm sorry. My bad.
Trevor Story.
I said
Trevor Story is just trying to sell his house in Colorado because he can't get out of there fast enough.
Can't get it fast enough. But he'll be a story just because it's his home park. I mean, you got to how he screwed on that one because he's the marquee player for the home for the host team.
Well,
do they do that anymore?
Javi,
yeah.
Hmm?
Oh,
I think
I guarantee you. When the Pirates had somebody, didn't when they had it at
Ryan McMahon, their second baseman, has 13 home runs. He's tied for 11th right now. I think, but I think once we get closer to trade deadline, the names to watch are going to be Max Scherzer, Trevor Story. Like, these are guys, and then anyone on the Twins. Like, if Ohtani wins the home run derby, that'd be sick.
Think of that home run derby. Like, you can Ohtani. Yeah, Vlad, Acuna. Oh, shit.
Oh, Joey Gallo is another one that can get traded.
Oh, that's right. Because the Rangers are
basically, anyone on the Pirates is probably fair game. Anyone on the Diamondbacks is fair game.
They got a few guys, too. They got Cron?
The interesting thing, too, to watch is the Reds are the most bipolar team in baseball right now. Like, they're hot, they're cold. Like, they'll win by 10, and then the next day they'll lose by 15 to the Pirates.
They had two
what
players.
Just happened?
They had two players on the May Player of the Month or the MLB by position. They had two players of the 9 for the National League's top players, and they're.
We talking about the Reds?
Doing it like it.
You talking about the Reds? Yeah, Castellanos. Well, Nick Castellanos is having a great year.
Nick Castellanos is fucking a beast right now.
He's killing it right now. But they're 24 and 29 with a neg 30 run differential. They're 7 games behind the Cubs. It's just like, but
a little Yumper, this made me throw up. Aldo, would you be okay with a mad one to the Cubs trade? No.
He's had one good game.
Oh no way.
He's had one good game, dude.
No,
that arm is shot.
That's all I have to say. No.
Yeah.
And he's
but he can hit.
He's just bad.
Yeah.
I mean, but speaking of pitchers, Edward Alzolay doing what we all wanted him to do. Finally, he's been fucking amazing.
He's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
100%. I got pissed a little bit earlier in the season because he had a couple bad starts and I was frustrated. And I will sit back and say that the kid he's not a kid, obviously. He's an younger guy, but he's getting it done. I was pretty critical of him pretty early. And
I was looking at his game log. And like obviously for a while his like ERA was like in the mid 4s. But his worst start was like 5 innings, 4 earned runs. He hasn't given up more than 3 earned runs since his first start.
The Cubs bullpen has been the best in baseball.
Like,
it's sick, dude.
Like, I'm not gonna take full credit because I was a little concerned at the beginning of the season. So I mean, April was just fucking brutal. But
are we taking credit for stuff now? Because I'm taking full credit for Jake Lamb.
The Cubs, you can say whatever about the front office and not spending.
I'll take KB then.
And not spending money, and like they haven't, so they should be criticized. But holy shit, they know how to like just pick up guys and get a like top 10 bullpen because they're doing it again, and they're doing it this time with a couple of younger guys. You know, Justin Steele before he got injured, he was doing great. Keegan Thompson, he's had like at least 1 or 2 spot starts, but he's been in the bullpen and he's been great. And obviously Chafin. Sheriff getting it done. Kimbrel, Craig Kimbrel. This is like the best he's looked since like 2017. He's just fucking painting with 99, throwing curveballs. Everyone's swinging at him. It's amazing how like awful he looked last July compared to how he looks right now. Because he looks amazing. He looks like the guy that we thought we were gonna get when he signed. And I hope it matters down the season.
And what is he like? Has he gone on record and said like what adjustments he's made, or is it just a mindset thing?
I haven't. Clicked? So honestly, I haven't read anything specific, but I honestly think it's just like he finally had a normal offseason. because like in 2019 he didn't sign until June, and then he kind of had like
Makes sense.
the 2 to 3 week period in June where he had to get ready, and then he had like injuries, so he wasn't fine then. And then 2020 happened, and like now he just had a normal off season. And I mean, he looks like the guy that you paid like $15 million a year for.
So, just because people think this is more fun, but if you were the Cubs GM, what are you giving up for Max Scherzer, knowing that he's a UFA after this year?
It depends how much.
Not much.
It depends. Well, it depends
not too
on
much, at least.
if the Cubs can be like, all right, we're going to take all his money. It's not going to cost you a lot. It shouldn't cost you a lot if you're going to take the rest of his money. Mm-hmm. If you're going to trade away one guy in the minors, I saw this morning here. Let me pull this up. While what do you think, Kevin? I saw something in the morning that again I referenced it, like the Yu Darvish trade that happened in 2017. So let's see.
And by the way, I just want to say, I don't see the Nationals, who are starting to put together wins, trading Max Scherzer. But
yeah, I think it was a few years ago when they had Harper.
That's the name right now.
Yeah.
By the way,
the name for the White Sox. Oh, go ahead.
No, like the only reason I'm even bringing up Max Scherzer is because like Bleacher Nation brought it up Thursday morning. It's just like this is mostly fun, but it's a name that makes sense theoretically. But it's just like
the name that seems to. White Sox fans are starting to get a little bit smart. There's certain guys with dog whistles that when they start saying a name over and over again, you got to start thinking like, holy shit, this is getting realistic. And Starling Marte is starting to be that name.
Oh, he's fantastic.
For the White Sox. And reading the comments now, it looks like Alex agrees with me. But yeah, there's certain guys when they start saying a name more than once, you should start paying attention. But again, there's going to be guys like Joey Gallo is going to be available. Like, you know what I mean? So
okay, so here's the tweet that I saw in the morning, and again, it's all hypothetical. I mean, we're like barely the first week of June. Who knows what the Nationals are going to be doing? But just comparing like what the Yu Darvish trade looked for in 2017 between the Rangers and the Dodgers. This is at Ivy Futures. And the tweet is, so if you're looking for a rough Cubs analogy on a trade for Max Scherzer, I put it at Miguel Amaya, Richard Gallardo, and Luis Verdugo. So, you have one big name prospect in Amaya, but surprisingly, he's I don't know why his stock dropped, but he's not really considered a top 100 prospect right now. I don't know why. I don't know what happened last year, but I mean, obviously he's the big name out of those guys. And then you have a couple infielders there, or a pitcher and Gallardo. And then I think Verdugo is an infielder.
So here's what we're going to do. We'll do a start trade rumors. The whole show. 20 minutes of us just being like, yo, I think they could trade for this guy. So what us three all have homework to do. And if you're listening to this, you have homework to do. Put together guys that you want to see either the Cubs or the Sox go after. Keep in mind what team they're currently play for. If you think they're going to be buyers or going to be sellers, what their contract looks like, and we will analyze what you think. We'll talk about it on the show. Obviously, we'll have the comments up and going, so it'll be interactive. But you can bring a magical trade idea, but I'm not in the habit of trading a guy with a top 20 batting average on a contending team.
Magical for Burns?
That just seems stupid. Well, then now we're talking. But I mean,
Alex likes it.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to be naive. I mean, dude tied an MLB record for strikeouts before giving up a walk.
Corbin Burns, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Dude, we've been doing this long enough with each other where, like, I just know, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to explain. But, so yeah, everybody, comment section, podcast listeners, us three, we're going to tweet it out too. You all have homework. Put together trade scenarios. Try to make them realistic. If you want to be funny with it, that's fine. We'll get to those towards the end of the show.
Just give us names. We'll come up with it.
Yeah, we'll come up with trades. But let's go. Yeah, it's a top 20 average at 291. If it's so replaceable, how come more than 19 guys aren't better? Answer me that, Alex. This is gonna be fun tomorrow night because I know you're doing this on purpose, Alex. I know you're doing this on purpose.
We need a live Alex versus Nick.
No, he's doing this on purpose to get me fired up.
So you better hope Madrigal doesn't fuck up tomorrow.
Oh, he totally is. He's gonna.
Alex has the ability, a sneaky ability to push buttons.
No, I'm on. He got me at first for a long time, but now that we've been doing this with the comment section for over a year, I know a lot of our loyal fans. I know their tendencies in the comments, so I don't really fall for it anymore. And I've had beers with Alex. Alex is a great guy, and we had a lot of laughs in person. And I'm very excited to go to the Sox game with Fizz on Friday. Again, if you give him tequila, I'll kick you in the balls.
Let's do our predictions. What inning is?
Kevin. We said
no, Yumper's bringing the good stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So
you said what? Wait, what?
Let's. We're putting our guess on what innings the lights go out in between your ears. I'm gonna give him to the. I'm gonna give him to the fifth.
Shit.
I'm gonna give him to the fifth. Although I have confidence in my guy.
Kevin, what's your Friday afternoon gonna look like? Like before the game?
That's a good question to ask before the game. You don't have to give away too many details if you don't want to.
Looks like I'm gonna hit Pat's. I'm gonna go hit up. I'm gonna get some tavern style over at Pat's. I may pop into Murphy's just to say that I grabbed a beer at Murphy's. It's a very good tavern style pizza. And that's up in the north. It's like a mile and a half away.
Oh, it's north side.
Been recommended by multiple. It's actually really good.
How many shots of tequila are you taking?
That's right.
I know zone zero.
I don't have tequila on the docket. I have some Malort on the docket.
Yumper's bringing it.
Malort's so stupid.
Malort, don't.
But I know Yumper said he was going to bring the good tequila for you. So not for me, but for you.
Well, that's a waste
if he so chooses.
Don't do that, Yumper. That's a waste because I won't drink it.
I think tomorrow's such a flexible day.
Jesus Christ, I have some in my eyes driving me nuts.
Oh, jeez.
Tomorrow's going to be a nice. It's just going to be one of those days where I turn myself loose on the city of Chicago for the day and the nice weather and just.
Are you going to end up on the?
I gotta be on like 8:30.
I apologize to everyone that I've seemed to have insulted by not knowing what Pat's was. I don't go farther north than Madison, and the only time I'm up there is for work, so I don't go to north side establishments. So forgive me, but I still. Although give me an inning, I still got him in the fifth.
Fifth,
and keep in mind it's a Giolito start.
That's
well. Is it minus what? Like I'd say if you're gonna go with a minus odds,
you can't bet on this.
So it's gonna be high 88. It's probably gonna be like in the high 80s. Thinking humidity is gonna hit Kevin. I'll go like bottom 3.
Woo-hoo.
Bottom 3.
Oh wow!
The sun's still gonna be out. Kevin's gonna be drinking since like 10 in the morning.
It's gonna be hot as balls tomorrow too.
That's why.
I feel like I might have to get some.
I looked at the weather app. It's gonna be high 80s. I
feel hurt. I feel like Brady Anderson the year before his big year. I think I might have to take some beds. I'm not sure if am I gonna get past Aldo's inning. I gotta pull a Brady Anderson and grow some sideburns and use some peds.
I hope you do.
Don't do this, man. K-Fitz goes from Twitter jail to Cook County on Friday.
Just don't go to guaranteed rate jail. I don't want to like the next day open up, pop online to the Sun Times homepage and see you in your Pinwheels and Ivy shirt. Actually, that'd be a pretty good pub.
Yeah, actually do that.
I'm not
on the field.
I'm not bailing you out though. Sorry, man. I ain't got that kind of loot.
This guy's hiding in the he's fucking hiding in the tarp. What's going on here?
Yeah,
if you're me Mercedes, it's a home run. His first at bat, run on the field.
As soon as your foot touches that grass, I'm standing up like Costanza and going, "Yep, I'm out," and just I'm gone, dude. I don't got bail money.
I came all this way to see I came all this way to see Andrew Vaughn.
Well,
And
he's
here
got to
I
stop
am now. I'm not
licking,
going to
stop
see Andrew
licking
Vaughn.
doorknobs.
You got to go live, Kevin, and running on the field.
God, please don't.
Well, I'm
Fuck
sure we're
sake.
going to get a live video for me and Zoe at some point.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot of content up at Pinwheels Ivy Pod on Twitter. Make sure you're following it, but just don't run on the field. Holy fuck. I am the dad of this podcast. God damn it.
Hey, Kevin loves
never-
the bets.
You understand how much reverence. You know how much reverence I have for the game. I would never do that. Like that.
I know.
Of
I
all
know.
the things that I don't even talk to a player when they're in the on deck circle. Come on. Like there are things that I'll do. That's not one of them. Now, if you want me to climb up the foul pole nude after the game's over, then now we're talking. But nah,
No.
I mean, my shirt might come off.
Where are you guys
if you
sitting?
need some runs.
I think we're on
we're in
the
110.
we're in
110?
the first base side of things.
Ooh.
Yeah, but all right, guys. So for Aldo, for K-Fids, I'm Zoe. Make sure you're following us at Pinwheels Ivy Pod on Twitter, as I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of content tomorrow night. God help us all. But everybody remember your homework. Do that up. You can just shoot it to us in a DM. That's the easiest way for us to keep track of it. But yeah, for Aldo Fids, I'm Zoe. We'll talk to you guys next week.
See you guys.